Hello, race fans, and welcome to Disc Golf Daily. It is Tuesday, April 23rd. We will get you caught up with disc golf news and growth in about 10 minutes. Today is U-Disc Course Growth Day. But first, the news. Music City Open wrap-up. I just gotta say, I don't want to start a feud here, but Brian mentioned yesterday that I wanted him to say Simon is back. But that is not accurate. I wanted him to say Simon's back, as in the possessive. Simon said during the press conference before the tournament that he felt awful, especially his back. He also said that this sometimes slows him down and makes his game smaller and more controlled, resulting in better play. I wanted Brian to say Simon's back, as in Simon's back is why he won. Everyone on tour better hope his back heals up so he can start going for the Simon lines again. Speaking of which, Infinite Discs released its top sellers, and the Simon line Pixel in various plastics is 3 of the 5 top-selling discs. I wonder how it's doing now that he just showed it off for 3 straight rounds with great results at the Music City Open. I should note, it was 3 of the top 5 selling discs before the event. Simon hit 28 out of 29 C1X putts, good enough for 4th in that stat at MCO, and he was just shy of 40% from Circle 2. On a similar note, Gavin Rathbun hit 11 of 16 from Circle 2. 11 of 16. Holy moly. And just to give PDGA Live a shout out, there is now an all rounds button for the stats, so you can quickly see who did best over the entire tournament. If this button existed in U-Disc, I never did find it. Thank you PDGA Live for making this button and making it easy to see. You saved me some time today. Lastly, thanks to Bangarang Discs on Reddit, the Music City Open had 10 fewer players this year than last, and still managed to have a 2.4% higher payout, coming in at almost $82,000. That is well more than double what it was just 2 years ago. Well done, Music City Open and presenting sponsor Lone Star Discs. A little stats perspective. Simon Lizotte's putt was unreal. As I mentioned, 97% from C1X, 27 for 28, and almost 40% from Circle 2, 7 for 18. He had 9.23 strokes gained in putting, plus he had a 70-foot throw-in. Also, he had 11.03, call it 11, shots gained tee to green. So 11 shots gained tee to green, 9 strokes gained putting. That's how you win the Music City Open. The most MPO, most men's major and elite wins since May of 2022, 7, Simon Lizotte. Ricky Wysocki is in second with 6. Gannon Burr is in third with 5. And Anthony Barella, Calvin Heimberg, and Isaac Robinson all have 3. And closing it out on a stat that I might have known, Kristin Tattar and Simon Lizotte both win the Music City Open in back-to-back years. So they defended their titles. This is the 9th time that there's been a double back-to-back, that both people have defended their titles, and the first since the 2020 MVP Open when Paige Pierce and Paul Macbeth did it. Our number 3 story today, Champions Cup week. Kristin Tattar and Isaac Robinson look to defend their titles in the Spring PDGA Major. Spectator tickets are still available. Volunteer opportunities are still available. Also, active PDGA members can watch the entire PDGA Champions Cup on DGN for free. Link in the show notes. Our next news story, the PDGA approved discs of the week. Prodigy has a new M5. There's another possible mid from a company called TFAT, T-E-F-A-T, named the M1.0, which looks to have the largest indented top I have ever seen. Also approved is the iDog from Castoplast, a fairway driver, And lastly, the Swarm from Discraft, which looks like a slow mid. Ocean Discs, turning the ocean's plastic into discs. This is an article on UDisc, and there's also a Kickstarter link. Oliver Simonson started the London Disc Golf Community, a disc golf events company that grew into a retailer. He is now starting Ocean Discs. Their Kickstarter is fully funded, meaning their first disc, the Sea Turtle, will be made soon. They are focused on using disc golf to help rid the oceans of plastic, and they've got a lot of work to do. Their initial goal is 80% recycled material, but as Oliver tells it, he does not see a reason why they won't be able to get that number to 100%. Throw some discs and save the ocean. Link to the Kickstarter in the show notes. Our next news story, Tatar to hit 1,000? According to Jeff Corns on a Facebook comment, quote, "If my math is right, she has to average 988 at Champions Cup, and she will be rated 1,000. Right now, I've got her at 1,001 if the ratings update was tomorrow." So, the next ratings update, we might just have our first FPO competitor at or above a rating of 1,000. And along the same lines, the Pro Tour posted a photo that blended together last year's Music City Open champions, Kristen and Simon, and this year's Kristen and Simon. And they wrote, "Name that band." And people came up with names like Deja Vu, and Simon and Tatar Funkel, and the Repeaters. But the best one, at least for anyone over 50, ABBA. Let's get to some numbers. All right, UDisc Course Growth Day. I love the smell of course growth in the spring. The number of new courses according to UDisc in the last week, 29. The most we've had this year in 1 week is 30, so we were just one off the pace. Our yearly average courses per week, 17.5, and our yearly average courses per day is 2.5. We are on pace to break 16,000 courses by the end of the year, and I estimate that the total number of new courses in 2024 will be 912. An annual growth rate of 6.74% in the number of courses. Nice work. Thanks for keeping track of this, UDisc. And just to give some shout-outs. The United States had 13 new courses go in the last week. Canada had 5. Finland had 3, as did Colombia. Colombia had 3 new courses, which is an increase in over 11% in just 1 week. Keep it going, Colombia. Sweden, Germany, Czechia, Australia, Lithuania, and the Philippines each had 1 new course. And Ghana got 1 new course. So exciting news about Ghana, they doubled the number of courses in that country from 1 to 2. That does it for us today. If you have any thoughts, news, or opinions, shoot us an email at discgolfdaily@aol.com. Have fun, throw 'em straight, and hit the thin gap.